One day in the 9th century, within the grand halls of the House of Wisdom in Baghdad, a young scholar named Muhammad ibn Musa Al-Khwarizmi sat flipping through a large book filled with symbols and Indian numerals. At that time, Baghdad was a city buzzing with scholars and translators as Caliph al-Ma'mun was deeply invested in translating the sciences of the Greeks, Persians, and Indians into Arabic. However, he had no idea that this young man from Khwarizm would change the face of mathematics and the world forever. Muhammad was born in Khwarizm, a city in the region known as Transoxiana, modern-day Uzbekistan. He grew up with a deep love for knowledge, encouraged by his family to study and think critically. Little did he know that his passion would one day lead him to the greatest scientific center of the time, Baghdad's House of Wisdom. When al-Khwarizmi arrived in Baghdad, he impressed scholars with his sharp intellect and his ability to solve complex mathematical problems. His talent soon caught the attention of Caliph al-Ma'mun, who immediately appointed him to work in the House of Wisdom, where he collaborated with the greatest scientists and translators of the era. But unlike many others, al-Khwarizmi was not just a translator, he was an innovator. He took existing knowledge and reshaped it in a more advanced and systematic way. One day, while sitting in his library, surrounded by manuscripts, al-Khwarizmi noticed a common problem among merchants in the marketplace. They struggled with calculating their profits and losses due to the complexity of arithmetic operations. He pondered for a long time until he had a groundbreaking idea. Algebra. This was not just a tool for calculation, but an entirely new branch of mathematics based on equations and logical problem-solving. He began writing his famous book, Al-Kitab al-Mukhtasar fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, the compendious book on calculation by completion and balancing. In this book, he laid the foundation for algebra, a system that allowed people to solve mathematical problems in a structured way, developed methods for solving linear and quadratic equations, introduced systematic approaches like substitution and balancing. When he finished his book, he realized he had created something entirely new. His ideas quickly spread throughout the Abbasid Empire and were later translated into Latin, influencing European mathematics during the Renaissance. At that time, Europe still used Roman numerals, which made calculations extremely difficult. While studying Indian mathematics, al-Khwarizmi noticed that the Indians used a simple symbol to represent nothing, zero. He smiled as he thought, what if we introduced zero into our number system? Everything would become easier. Thus, al-Khwarizmi was the first to introduce the concept of zero in mathematical calculations, creating a revolution that changed the world. Little did he know that his idea would later become the foundation of modern computing, the challenge of maps and stars. But al-Khwarizmi did not stop at mathematics. One day, Caliph al-Ma'mun summoned him and gave him a new challenge. We need a more accurate map of the world and better calculations for the positions of the stars and planets. Al-Khwarizmi accepted the challenge and began studying the works of the Greeks, but soon realized they contained errors in astronomy and geography. He decided to correct these mistakes and, checkmark, created one of the most accurate world maps of his time. Fixed miscalculations in Greek geographic measurements and introduced more precise calculations. Compiled astronomical tables that helped sailors and travelers navigate the desert and seas. The Caliph was thrilled with his achievements and ordered his works to be distributed throughout the empire, unaware that these books would continue to be used until the European Renaissance, a legacy that lives on. In his final years, al-Khwarizmi sat in his library looking at the books he had written, the knowledge he had created. He knew he would not live forever, but his ideas would never die. After his passing, his works spread across the world, forming the foundation of mathematics, astronomy, and geography. Even in the 21st century, we still use algorithms, a word derived from his name, in everything, from smartphones to artificial intelligence. And so, from a young scholar in the House of Wisdom to the father of algebra and one of the greatest minds in history, al-Khwarizmi changed the world forever, without ever knowing that his name would remain immortal. Want more legendary tales? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and comment below.